Hey everyone, thank you for watching. In today's video, I'm really excited to do. I'm going to be showing you how I got this look right here, and it's going to be using all products from Sam Marcel. This video is sponsored by Sam Marcel, so I am very appreciative to be working with them on this video. I have been trying out their products for a little bit over a month now and getting my thoughts together on them, what I think about them, and today I'm excited to share that I have a lot of good things to say about the products from this brand, and so I'm excited to show you how I got this look. I'm going to be using a bunch of different products from their line. I have their eyeshadow palette, which is a neutral eyeshadow palette, so I'm going to be showing you how I got this eye look. I also do have a liquid eyeliner and also their volumizing mascara. I'm really excited to show you the highlight palette. This highlight palette I have been enjoying so much. So we do have a 6-pan highlight palette in here. And then I'm also going to show some of the lip products. I have a satin lipstick I'm going to show, and also their liquid lipsticks. I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on them, what I think of all these products from the brand. Thank you guys. It was actually some people in the comments from a while ago that suggested I try out the brand Sam Marcel, and that's what got me looking into the brand. And then they actually contacted me and asked if I'd want to try some of their products and maybe we could do a video together. So I said send them on over. I love trying things out, and as long as things go okay, I will do the video, and I'm really excited to be here today and show you some of these products. So I'm really excited to show you how I got this look right here and to give you my thoughts on the products. So if you are ready, why don't we go ahead and get started. So jumping into, I'm going to start off doing an eyeshadow look. So I've already started one eye off the camera here, but this is the packaging on the eyeshadow palette, and the actual box for the eyeshadow palette is this like velvety feel. It is definitely very luxurious. That is something that I thought of right away when I received this package in the mail, was these products are luxurious. And then I went and looked at the prices again because I remember thinking that the prices were more of like the higher end prices, but I was like, I didn't feel like they were like luxury super high prices. And so I double checked myself, and yeah, I would say that they're more high end, but not anything like super crazy out there. So this being the eyeshadow palette, this is what the actual palette looks like. This is $37. And then inside you do get 12 different shades. You do have a mirror here, which I appreciate. And you know, definitely this is an eyeshadow palette that I enjoy. I'm very much a neutral lover, and this has been something that's been really easy for me to grab when I've been testing out different looks with it and seeing what I want to create. I've really had, you know, no problem coming up with looks with these shadows because they are definitely in my comfort zone. The very first night that I went to try out this eyeshadow palette, I was actually going out with friends. Didn't think that we were going out. It was kind of later at night, and all of a sudden it was just like, oh, we're gonna go. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll just do something really simple. I'll just grab this palette, and, you know, just to start to get a feel for things, you know, I'll take this, you know, the neutral brown and throw it into my crease, and then maybe just throw a little sparkle on as well. And I started with the neutral brown, and I was like, okay, that actually went really well. And then I grabbed kind of more of this pinky shade here, and I just kind of started to apply it on the inner part of my lid, and I was like, that looks really pretty. So then I went and grabbed this lighter pink shade right here next to it, and I put that more on the inner part of my lid, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel this look. Then I came in and deepened it with this shade over here. I put a mixture of the brown and the black on the lower lash line. I added this to the inner corner. I mean, I literally went from, I'm going to put 2 shades on my eyelids to doing a full-blown, kind of more of like a rosy pink, full-on eyeshadow look because I had such a good time with this eyeshadow palette. So that got me really excited for not only the palette, but trying the Sam Marcel products in general. I have had a really, really good experience with this one. I've been very impressed with all the different looks that I've done, and I'm excited to show you a look here. I did also go ahead and swatch the palette so you can see all of the swatches here. So I like kind of the mixture in here. There's definitely more of like the shimmers in here than any mattes. You know, we have this brown matte that I was saying right here. The black, it's definitely not the blackest black ever in a palette. For me, that's okay because I don't typically gravitate towards a black shade every once in a while, but there is also a matte black in here. And then this, it's the second to last shade here in the palette. So it's this one right here. I'm actually going to show it on my eyes. It looks like it has some like really fine glitters in it, but each time that I've tried it on my actual lids, I don't really see the glitter on the eyes. So to me, that's kind of just another deeper brown matte in the palette. So I did want to mention that. And then we have, you know, some more of these satins and then also these shimmers in here. You have some of the more pinky tones, you have some more of the bronzy tones. And yeah, so I've been really happy with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I achieve this look right here. So first up, I'm going to pick up this first shade, and this is just a Real Techniques, what is this one? The Deluxe Concealer Brush. And I'm just going to go ahead, I do have my concealer on my eyelids as my primer, and I'm just going to go ahead and place that shade all over the lid up to the brow bone, and then also kind of hitting the inner corner as well. I'm going to grab a blending brush. This is from Delium Tools. It is the 785, and I'm going to pick up that matte brown, and I'm going to add this into my crease. I will say that all of these shadows, they feel very soft. Definitely when you swatch them, you'll notice how soft and, you know, just kind of more like creamy feeling that they are. None of them felt, you know, dry or anything like that, both swatched and applying it onto my eyes. I find this shade in particular very easy to blend, which is good because generally when I've done this, I've done like a spotlight eye with the palette too with all shimmers, but for the most part, each time that I've reached into this palette, this is the first shade that I'm kind of reaching for because that's just kind of, you know, the eye looks that I do, and it's very easy to blend. I get a little bit of fallout with the shimmer shades, but nothing too bad, nothing that would like ruin a look or anything. I would just say normally when I'm working with this palette, I like to do my eyes first and then my face. I have my face already done today since in the spirit of doing this tutorial style video, but that is what I will say about some of the shimmers in here. So next up, I am going to grab this shade in the last row, and they do actually have names on them. I don't know why I'm not saying them because there is names on the back of the palette. So this shade is in Risque, and I'm just going to grab a smaller blending brush. This is from Stilazzi. It is the Large Pointed Crease, or the L218, and I'm just going to start to take that and tap it on the outer part of the eye here. And then I'm slowly going to blend that about halfway into the crease. I don't want to take it, since it's, you know, a pretty dark shade, I don't want to take it all the way to the inner part of my eye, but I'm just going to build it up out here and then just make sure it's blended. That's why I like brushes like this, because you can kind of do both. And then I'm going to grab a little bit more just to build it up just a little bit. I don't want to put too much on my brush right away because it's going to be a little bit harder to blend since it's a darker color. So that's why I like to build it up. And again, I'm going to pat on the outer part of my eyes to really kind of deposit the most amount of pigment, the most amount of that shadow right on the outer part. And then once most of it is off my brush, that's when I come in and start to blend. So that way the blend in the crease isn't too harsh. Next, I'm going to go in and cut the crease with some concealer. This is my ColourPop No Filter Concealer and my Stilazzi Flat Concealer S500 brush. I've been doing a lot of cut crease looks lately, so I'm just kind of like on that kick right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and do just a small little cut crease, and then we're going to go ahead and place that gold shimmer on top. So once I have the concealer down, I'm going to grab that Stilazzi brush, and I'm just going to kind of tap the edges between the concealer and that darker shade just to kind of give it more of that blended, diffused look here. So it doesn't look quite like such a harsh line between the concealer and then the eyeshadow. Next up, I'm going to grab a flat shader brush. This one is from Sigma. It's the Medium Sweeper E54. I am going to spray a bit of Fix Plus on it. You don't have to do this with this eyeshadow palette. The first night that I was working with this palette, I did not use any shimmers because I just thought I was doing a quick, simple look, and I still think it's nice. For me, I generally will always use a damp brush with my shimmers. It's just something that I prefer. It can help with fallout, can help make shadows pop a little bit more, but I don't think that it's an absolute, like some palettes, it's kind of like a must do. Otherwise, you're not going to get a lot of boom on the eyes with your shimmers. This one, it's not a must, but I still personally prefer it. And then I'm going to come in and grab this second shade right here. It is a really beautiful gold, and then I'm going to place that down where I applied the concealer. Where I get to kind of where that darker shade is, I'm just going to more kind of tap over the center part of the lid just to kind of blend those two together. And so I don't, you know, swipe over the outer blend that I worked so hard on. And then again, taking my small Stilazzi brush, I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing, kind of tap over where those two shadows will meet and make sure that it looks nice and blended. So next up I am going to do a wing. So this is the eyeliner in here. This is the Luxurious Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in Intense Noir, which is $24. This is a really nice liquid liner. So this is what the outer packaging looks like. So you have the gold packaging, and then when you open it up, it is just like, well, bam, got your liquid liner here. This is definitely my preference of liquid liners. I like this style. I find it really easy to apply. This is very, very black. And I'll go ahead and do a swatch here on my hand. It is very black, if you can see. So very black, and it is more of like a wet formula. So I would say when you apply it, it doesn't dry like within seconds. So to just kind of hang out for a second, keep your eyes closed for a little bit, because if you open right away, you're gonna get a little bit of transfer because it's a pretty wet formula. It does dry down, so it doesn't transfer after you let it dry. So that is good, but it's very, very black. So I wanted to go ahead and mention that. So I'm not the best at doing wings on camera, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot here. So I'm doing my wing liner. I like to start in the center of my eyelid, and then I slowly kind of fill it in along my lashes. And as I get closer to the inner part of my eye, I just try to do really short strokes really close to my lashes, because I don't want the winged liner to be too thick or intense as we get closer to the inner part of my eye. So I just kind of sketch out a small line here right towards the inner part of my eye. And then again, as I kind of come back here towards the middle, that's where I don't care that it's getting a little bit thicker, because then we're going to draw it out to the actual wing here. And I just try to use my eyeshadow kind of as my guide. I want to follow the winged liner on that eyeshadow line that I have going on. And then I come out from where I drew that line, and I'm going to kind of connect it and bring it back in on my eyelid. From there, you can see the little gap here. So then from there, I just take the pen and I'm going to fill that in. So then I just make sure there's no blank spots for the winged liner. And that is how I do my wing. Woo! Alright, so I did my other wing off camera, but I hope that you enjoyed kind of seeing how I do my wing liner. I don't normally do it on camera just because I don't have a table, so I'm actually holding my mirror. And normally I like to be like real up close in my mirror using two hands to apply my liner, but I really want to show you how I did it and how it applied and all of that. And again, this liquid liner has really impressed me. I was just off camera trying to, you know, remove my swatches and everything, and those are where I swatched the eye pencil, and I used a makeup wipe, and then I used like soap and water, and then they still, so it's very long lasting. Once it dries down, it's going to stay there for a very long time. So I really like the eyeliner. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off the eye look here. So I added some brown liner to my waterline, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and push these two colors together onto a pencil brush and onto my lower lash lines. I'm kind of just dipping back and forth in between the two. And then I'm going to run those on the lower lash line. And then I'm just grabbing a small brush. This is the Sigma LO4, and I'm going to come into this shade right here, which is called Chic. And I'm just going to pop that onto the inner part of my eye here for a little bit of a inner corner pop. And I am going to add mascara, so they do have a mascara out. This is the Volumizing Mascara. This is $19. It comes in that same kind of velvet packaging as well. This is a heavy mascara. Like, you could do bicep curls with this mascara. It is like a weighted mascara, which again, I appreciate a brand that puts luxurious on their products and really delivers with the packaging and the actual products, because sometimes we see the name luxurious just kind of thrown around a lot, and then you actually get a product and you're like, what about this is luxurious, except that you put it in your name. So that's something that I really appreciate about the Sam Marcel products. But this mascara is very black. It says it is collagen fueled, and it says it's supposed to be good for length and for also volume, but volumizing is kind of like the big thing with this mascara. So here's what the wand looks like. So I could tell definitely the first time I pulled it out that it was going to be more volumizing for me, but I'm just going to go ahead and add this to my lashes. So so this is my lashes with, I have 2 coats of mascara on each, and then I did add some to my bottom lashes. So definitely I think that it gives me more volume than anything else. It does do a little bit for length, but I can definitely tell it gives them volume, and it also helps at really separating the lashes as well, which I do appreciate. It is very black. You could go ahead and add false lashes. I'm just going to leave the mascara on for now because I do like this mascara. As I've been testing it out, I've had pretty good luck with it. It is more of a drier formula as well, which I tend to gravitate more for my mascaras because I don't get as much transfer. It's not as like messy sometimes than with a more wet formula. So this one is more dry, and I don't notice it, you know, kind of flaking on to my face through, you know, hours of wear, and I don't get transfer. I have really long bottom lashes, so sometimes mascara can transfer easily onto my face. So sometimes I don't wear any bottom mascara. Sometimes if I do, I just do like a kind of a light layer, but with this one, I have not had any transfer issues onto my eyes, which I do appreciate. So that is kind of my thoughts on the mascara. If you want a good volumizing mascara, I would recommend that one. So that is going to complete it for the eye look. I hope that you enjoyed seeing that little tutorial, but I have a few more things that I'm going to show you from Sam Marcel. So next up I want to show you the highlight palette. So the highlight palette looks like this. Again, the same outer packaging with more of that velvet material. So when you open up the highlight palette, you have 6 different shades in here, and then it also does come with a mirror. And the highlight palette is $39. So inside you have a variety of different shades, and then I went ahead and swatched these as well. So you have more of like that yellow gold, you have some pink in here, you have a deeper tone. So these are the swatches from the highlight palette. And then personally, my favorite from the palette has been this second one right here. I have also tried out this more pinky one a couple of times. The pink one, it actually swatches a little bit different. Out of all 6 in the palette, that is the only highlighter that I felt like it was a little bit dry to the touch, and it's just not quite as like maybe intense as I want it to be, but it is definitely more, I mean, it does have a lot of pink to it, so maybe that's a good thing at the same time, because I also don't like a ton of pink onto my face. It could also be a really nice blush topper if you want a little bit of shimmer with a blush topper. The last 2 in the end here, these pink ones, could be good for that. First one here has a lot of yellow in it as well. It's kind of more of like that yellow gold. So definitely my favorite has been the second one, and then I do also like this 4th one here, and then the yellow gold I can get away with, but those are the ones that I have been trying out here. So I'm going to use Creme here, the second one, and I'm going to use my Sigma FO3, and I'm just going to use this to highlight. So look at that. Ooh, I get really excited when I find good highlighters, and I've been really excited to show you guys this highlighting palette, but especially for my favorite shade in here, which is the second one, because that is just beautiful. So when I highlight, I just hit the tops of my cheekbones right here. I kind of smile and hit right in that top of that center right here, and then I push it back towards my temple, and I just think that that is, it's just so beautiful. I'm just so happy to show you guys this. I always feel sometimes like I'm so secretive when I'm testing out products, you know, like I don't show them a lot in videos. Every once in a while I sneak something in videos, but I'm like around my house 7 p.m. at night putting a full face of makeup on so I can try things out when I'm going out on the weekends. You know, if I'm testing things out, that's when I'm putting them out there. So I always feel like I'm so secretive when I'm doing it, but I've been so excited to show you guys this highlight palette. Ooh. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the same thing here on the other side, and I've been really liking the highlights in here because they're very soft. They don't show a lot of texture. They're not glittery. I'm not a big fan of glittery highlights, and I just think this is so beautiful. I do have more of a luminizing foundation on today of the Becca like Aqua Luminous foundation, but sometimes I'll kind of tap right here on the sides of my forehead, kind of right above my brows, if I'm wearing more of a matte foundation and I want, you know, just kind of more of a dewy look. I'll kind of tap up here. I'm not going to do that today because otherwise I would be too luminous, and sometimes you can do the bottom of your chin as well. But again, because I have a luminous finish foundation on, I'm going to go ahead and skip that. But then I also take my highlight brush. I don't pick up any more product, and then I highlight just a little bit down the top of my nose here. I don't take it all the way down. I just do a little bit right here and then right on the end of my nose. I'm gonna do for highlights. So really, really excited to show you that. So I've been really happy with the Sam Marcel highlight palette too. If you're a fan of highlight palettes, I would recommend this one. Again, it's $39, so it's a little bit higher price. So, you know, I would say, you know, make sure that there's, you know, a handful in here that you would want to, that would work for your skin tone and that you would like for your highlighter to buy a palette. But I've been really happy with it, so I've been very excited to show you that. And then the very last thing, we're gonna finish it off with some lip products. Alrighty, the sun is starting to go down, but we have to finish it off with lips, and I'm excited to share about some of my favorite lip products from Sam Marcel. Now they have satin bullet lipsticks, they have matte bullet lipsticks, and then they also have liquid lipsticks. I'm going to be showing you a combination that I really enjoy with a satin lipstick and then also one of the liquid lipsticks. So again, same packaging on everything here, the nice velvet packaging. The lipstick that I have been most enjoying, the one that I've been reaching for the most, is in Angeline, and again, really like nice, sleek, luxurious packaging on the lipsticks as well. And then when you open it up, you have your lipstick here. Again, this is the shade Angeline, which I have just been enjoying so much. And I really like the satin lipsticks because they're just really nice and smooth. Angeline is more of a nude, which obviously I was going to enjoy the most. And it definitely has some pink in it as well. But again, it just feels nice and creamy when you apply it. Feels really good on the lips. I personally prefer these over the matte lipsticks in their line. They have more of a shade range in the satin lipsticks than they do the matte, but I'm not a huge fan of matte bullet lipsticks. I've said that a lot on my channel. I can sometimes find them to be a little bit harder to apply. I like the way that they look on the lips once I have them applied, but I don't love the actual application of them, and that's kind of what I find with the Sam Marcel as well. So I personally would recommend the satin lipsticks if we have the same, you know, personal preferences and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and apply Angeline here so you can see what this shade looks like on me. So here is the shade Angeline. So again, a nice nude that, you know, I really prefer. Again, really easy to apply these to the lips. They have a pretty good wear time to them, as, you know, kind of a traditional bullet lipstick would, and they're very easy to reapply because again, they're nice and smooth and creamy on the lips. But then also I have been enjoying the liquid lipsticks, and again, they come in the same style of packaging. My two favorites are Celine and then also Claudine. I was just wearing Claudine the other day. It's more of like that deeper nude that I think is so beautiful. I was wearing it on my Instagram stories and people were asking me what I was wearing. So here is what Claudine looks like. So again, a really nice kind of deeper nude. And then here is what the packaging looks like for the liquid lipsticks. Everything in the lipstick category is $18. So $18 for the satin lipsticks, $18 for the matte lipsticks, and $18 for the liquid lipsticks. And then the other shade that I want to swatch of the liquid lipstick, this one is in Celine, and this one is more of that pink nude. There is the swatch of Celine. I'm gonna go ahead and pair this one, Celine, over the Angeline lipsticks. I think that it'll work the best over here, but I want you to see how the liquid lipstick works as well. I will also show you the applicator, so you have kind of more of that flat side. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this right on top of the lipstick. You won't see a huge color difference because these colors are so similar to one another, but I wanted to show you both. So I don't have any of the liquid lipstick on my top lip yet, and it's just on the bottom lip, but they're really beautiful colors. If you like pink nudes, I would recommend these shades for sure. So for my thoughts on the liquid lipsticks, I tend to prefer liquid lipsticks over more like traditional bullet lipsticks. I do like these liquid lipsticks. I will say that they are a little bit more on the drying formula. They're not the absolute driest I've ever tried. They're not too uncomfortable, too crumbly type of dry, but I did want to go ahead and state that because it was something that I noticed right away. They do dry down completely matte, and they are, they will not transfer, which I think is great, and they are also very, very long lasting. The other thing that I want to say about the liquid lipsticks that I found were pretty interesting is that it's almost like the longer you wear them, the more comfortable they get. Once they're actually drying on your lips, and I think they do take a little bit to dry down, as they're drying, it can almost feel like they're a little bit sticky on the lips. And again, once I was trying it for the first time, I was like, oh no, I had so many thoughts going through my mind. Am I gonna like this or not? But once it dries completely, once it dries down completely, it's almost like it just gets more comfortable, and after several hours of wear with this liquid lipstick, it genuinely feels like I'm not wearing a liquid lipstick anymore. Like, it's so lightweight on the lips. I don't know if I've ever tried a liquid lipstick formula like that. A lot of times it's like after several hours of wear, your lips get more uncomfortable with liquid lipsticks. So I was really surprised as I've been trying out this particular formula that I actually seem to like it as the time goes on as I'm wearing it. So I wanted to throw that out there as well. If you decide to end up purchasing it and you try it on and within the first 15 minutes you're like, what is this? Just give it a little bit of time to dry down completely matte, and then I think that you will really like these liquid lipsticks. I've been really enjoying them. We have the same, you know, preference with shades, and you really do like nude shades. I would definitely recommend these two nudes here from Sam Marcel. But after that, that is going to wrap it up for today's video and this little tutorial and my thoughts after trying out some of these Sam Marcel products for just over a month now, I believe it has been. I really hope that you found this video helpful and just seeing how I applied some of the products and my feedback on them. Again, a big thank you to Sam Marcel for sponsoring this video. It's been really fun testing out this brand. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for the continued support. I just appreciate it so much. If you guys did enjoy this video or you found it helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.